Welcome to LearnWire. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a new keyword research clustering method. This is brand new for 2022. This is probably a method that you have not seen before. Yes, clustering is becoming more known. There's more tools out there. I can show you a few of them. But essentially, we're going to be looking at the way that I take clustering is that it's a way to prevent you from having cannibalization on your website, which is duplicate content, which is covering the same keyword topics in multiple posts on your website. And this is becoming more and more of a ranking factor in Google's eyes. So we want to prevent that from happening. And one of the best ways we can do that is by keyword clustering. When we have a group of 20 keywords that belong on the same page, we should make one page about it within all those 20 keywords, and theoretically, we should be able to rank for all those 20 keywords. And the old way of doing keyword research is you just type in Ahrefs or another tool, and you find keywords that are maybe easier to rank for, and then once you find a keyword, you just build a blog post around that. The problem with that is that there's a lot of chances that you're going to come across another keyword in your keyword research later on down the road that is going to, once you get hundreds of posts on your website, you're going to kind of forget that you already kind of did that post. A way to prevent that is to just start. This is really, let me preface this too. This is a really great way to do keyword research for when you're starting off a website, because you can basically plan content for like the next year or two with just one really thorough planning of keyword research. And then you'll have 1,000+ keywords that you can go after that are all clustered right. So we're going to jump in now. Before I get into this, I'm not going to take the credit for kind of the idea behind this. I'm sure that the people that I'm going to mention in this video are also not the people that created keyword clustering. So there are many tools out there, softwares. There's many different SEO people that are using keyword clustering, but this method I kind of learned from, and I'm taking bits and pieces of what they've taught on their channel as well, and they are content distribution. And the person that runs content distribution is Nick Jordan. So he's been featured on Niche Pursuits channel, I think Niche Website Builders and so forth. So he's becoming more known in the SEO industry. He's taken one of his case studies and sites. He took a site from 0 to 1.5 million sessions per month organically. And so he preaches this strategy, right? So I'm kind of teaching this to you from the way that I understand it. I'm going to take you guys through this and introduce this new way of doing keyword research. I have no reason to do this other than I want to share this with you, and this is what I'm doing in my business. I'm going to be applying this to one of my websites, and I thought that it would be cool to share it with you guys. Okay, so this is keyword research clustering method 2022. Let's jump in. Now, it's going to be a really good idea if you have a membership to Ahrefs. You can use any other tool to pull your keyword research, but this one has the largest database out of any tool. And so if you're going to do a thorough deep dive keyword research, you might want to pick up this tool. I suggest if you're going to start a site and it's going to, for the next year, you're going to be working really heavily on a site, it's worth it to go out there and pick this Ahrefs tool up just for the month, and you can cancel your membership after that. Now, I will say that I did run into some issues with paying for it. I didn't like my debit card, so that was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I was able to get it settled with support. We got my payment set up, and I actually signed up. I've signed up before. I've been a member for Ahrefs, and it's just funny picking up a tool, and I'm sure you guys can also laugh too, but it's funny picking up a tool that the light plan, you have to actually feel like a loser on the light plan, and you're paying $100 a month, right? I don't even have other tools in my business that are that expensive per month, and but they know their worth. They know they're the best, and their tool it reflects that. And so the $100 plan is not going to work very well for this because they limit you to 2,500 lines. So I actually had to jump up to the standard plan, which is $200. I've never paid $200 for like a monthly tool before, right? So This is going to work best if you do have that plan. And then if you have like Ubersuggest, for example, I tried to use Ubersuggest, but it only lets you export like 2,000 rows. And so the reason why you need let me just go to it real quick. Go to Ahrefs pricing real fast just to show you guys, because I'm sure you guys might have questions as well. So here's the pricing. You got $99, $199, $399, and some people spend $12,000 a year on the tool. But I'm over here at the $199 plan, which means I'd be spending $2,400 if I paid monthly for this. But what I really needed, and the kicker was down here, max rows per report. You're going to need more than 2,500 rows to kick out in an export. There's just no way around it, because you're not going to get a full-blown export, and then it kind of dilutes the keyword clustering technique that I'm going to teach you today anyways. And so, like I said, you're going to want a tool that's going to allow you to at least pump out 10 to 15,000 lines of an Excel sheet. In this case, I don't need all 30,000, but it's nice to have. So that is the biggest reason right there why I needed the 200 right here. But other than that, I mean, if you're just doing some casual keyword research and you're going to stay inside the tool, then the light plan will work. And there's no affiliate program for Ahrefs. I wish there was, but there isn't. But I still recommend this tool. And anything that I've known about, you guys ask me about keyword research tools and SEO tools. From my knowledge, now I haven't done a review on SE ranking. I will be doing that soon. But from my knowledge and standpoint, even though I have a lot of tools, I have Writers In, a full-blown keyword research tool. I have Ubersuggest lifetime discount. I have a Coddity. I have a lot of tools. But if you're serious and you want the real deal, you've got to get Ahrefs or SEMrush. Those are the only two tools that have stood the test of time. They are very expensive, but there's a reason why they're expensive. So I'm sorry, that was a very long intro. Let's get into this. Okay, so we're over here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up a sheet of paper that I have already you're going to have to do some brainstorming actually. You actually go and do some research and brainstorming, spend 15 minutes or so, 15 to 30 minutes, actually brainstorming your topic. And in this case, we're going to build a cycling website, right? Cycling website, and there's different techniques that you can go, and each one of these is going to be, is like each one of these information keywords, that's going to be like one major topic on your website, right? And you could go and spend months just writing about these repairing right here, okay? And then you have all these other posts right here that are going to be your informational question posts, right? And you have all the different questions that could be found in there. And then that's going to be like another section of your site. So it's a really good way to just kind of map out your site as well. It'll be easy for Google to find your content, and it'll be easy for you once you do these exports to know where you should be categorizing. You're just going to have a few categories on your site. Don't have to get too detailed and have a category. You know, if you categorize every single one of these, then you're going to end up with 50 plus categories on your site, which is probably not that good. Okay, so we're going to go with cycling. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all these main keywords, and you can see I'm not really sure if it's necessary in Ahrefs or not to put the plural and then the singular and the plural and the singular, but that's what they teach over at Content Distribution. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to go over to the Keywords Explorer tool, and I'm going to come back over into here, and then we're going to stay on Google. We're going to paste all these in right here, these seed keywords. We're going to push search. Okay, so we're going to search, and it's going to come out and bring back some data. And it's actually kind of funny when it does this overview, and it's only going to give us the information on just the main topics right here, right? It's a ton of search volume. But we're going to go over here to matching terms and click matching terms. And then we're going to pay attention to this number right here, 5.6 million keywords right here. Okay, 5.6 million, 56 million search volume, right? So we've got a major niche that we're looking at here. Now, what are we going to do? This is where it gets really fun and exciting. Go pull up my sheet again. And now, depending on which way we're going to go about this, let's actually do the questions first. Let's see what kind of questions people are asking inside of that cycling niche, right? So we're going to take all of our keywords right here, who, what, when, where, why, how, all that stuff, right? We're going to take all those, we're going to copy those, okay? Maybe you can tell what we're going to do with this. We're going to come in here, we're going to go to include, and I'm going to, oh wait, I need to put a comma in between each one of these. Let me pause the video real quick. Okay, I'm back. So I've got the commas right here. All right, so I'm going to highlight those. We're going to come back into Ahrefs. We're going to go into the include tool. We're going to paste these in now. Now, after we paste those in, it's very important. If we push apply right here, nothing's going to show up, right? And I did this before and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? You have to really pay attention to the training right here. Very important. You have to select any word right here, okay? Select any word, then push apply. Okay, so we're going to go and show results just after doing the one thing. We've narrowed that 5.6 million keywords down to just under 500,000. So we're at 430,000 keywords. This is great. This is a great way we're really niching down to the topic, right? Into a category, into a topic. But we're starting off at the very, very highest level that we can go. And then we're going all the way in to the topics, right? We can get even more granular than this, right? Because that's a ton of keywords to sort through. And even in any clustering tool, it would be just a complete nightmare and it would cost a fortune to cluster 400,000 keywords. So a couple more things that we can do to see if we can get this narrowed down more. We're going to come over here to the KD. You can use the KD actually if you want to, but actually I'm going to use the volume over here, and we want to search for keywords that have at least 10 volume. Yes, that's debatable. There's a lot of keywords in here that don't have any search volume that you could get a ton of search volume with, but that's not what we're going to do in this video. So we're just going to go with 10. We're going to narrow this down, and I'm going to push, it has to have at least 10 volume, and push apply, and then let's kind of see if we get a little bit better here. Down to 44,000, pretty good stuff. Now what we can do is we can also come into exclude, and I'm going to say near, at least near I want taken off. And 44,000 all the way down to, okay, so it got rid of some, but now we're down to 44,000. Okay, so 44,000 is quite a bit, and it might be a little bit too much for this exercise. So what you would do at this point, another thing that you can do is you can come in here and you can go to the KD tool. Once we go to KD tool, I'm going to go, the max. Let's say we want a max of 25. And I'm looking for, this is where I've they don't teach this in the training to use the KD, but we need to get this down to the way that I'm going to show you is we're not going to use their tool. Their tool is extremely expensive. They do have their own software. You can go and check their stuff out. I think it's Cluster AI, but it's very pricey. In order to do like a full keyword research project like this, it might end up costing you $500 to $1,000. And I know that most of you are probably not going to be interested in spending that much. And I know a lot of you guys picked up Writer Zen, so I'm going to show you how to do this in Writer Zen. Okay, so since I know that Writer Zen is only going to allow us to do 12,000 keywords at a time, we can go up a little bit more than this, right? So I'm going to go to KD, and I'm actually going to take this up to like 30, and I'm going to see how many that gives us. It gives us 9,000, so we can keep going. And this is just kind of a technique that I have come up with for myself. So this is kind of new. But we're going to get down. There's even 10,000 right there. So we can actually keep pushing this. I'm going to go to 50. We want to get close to 12,000. Okay, so 11,000 is good. We're going to go to 50. So we're going to look at the bottom 50, right? That's really, really good. That's where I would want to start, with the easier side of the keywords too, especially for a brand new site. So we have these 11,000 words. What are we going to do? We're going to go and we're going to export this, right? So you can export, and we're going to push the export button. Now, just to save time for making the video, I'm actually going to just export like 2,000 up to 2,000 words, because the speed to do Writer Zen and the tutorial, it's going to take a couple hours to cluster through 11,000 keywords. So I'm just going to do 2,000 for now, just to show you what it looks like. So we're going to say 2,000. I'm going to say export. It's going to go export. I'm going to take you through the process of Writer Zen, and then we'll go through and we'll do the other set of keywords real fast. Okay. So now we have, go look at what this looks like in Excel. We have our keywords, and they're all right here. It's 2,000 keywords. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just close this. We're going to go into Writer's End. I'm going to go to my dashboard. So you would have to have Writer's End for this, but there's a couple other places you can go. Like I said, you can go to Content Distributions, Cluster AI, and sign up for a membership there and pay for that. And then there's another one called Keyword Cupid. You can go and check those ones out. Those are the 3 that I have experience with. Since I already have a membership and I have, I don't have to pay extra for this clustering Writer's End. And I've done some testing. This one's very accurate. It's really close up there with the other 2 tools. And so basically it's good enough. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10 with the clustering. So we're going to go over to, you actually come over here to the dashboard, then you go over to Keyword Importer, and then we go to Import Keywords. Oh, we do need that open real quick. We can import too. Import's fine. I'm just going to say test 2. I haven't done the import actually. Oh wait, okay, so that's back importing from inside of Writer's End. So we're going to go here to the bicycles, keywords again. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to do Shift End down. Oops, that didn't work. That usually works, but we're going to have to drag and drop real quick. And actually, I'm just going to do the 2,000 keywords because, like I said, for the purposes of the actual training, we're going to copy this. Actually, no. Let's do the full amount because I want it to get a good sample. So then we come in here to Writer's End. We paste those keywords. Look, 2,000 out of 12,000. You can put up to 12,000, and I did run almost 12,000. I pushed it all the way to the limit, and it did work, but it did take a few hours to do it. All right, so that's why I'm just doing the 2,000. So we're going to add these. Now it's going to go out there, and it actually needs to collect the data. While it's doing all that, we'll go back over here. We have our data from over here, but now what we're going to do is we're going to take off our filters. We can leave that one on, and I'm going to leave these 2 filters on. I'm going to show results, and now we're back up to 250,000, right? But we took out the includes. We have the KD filter on, and that's what I usually do. You'll just take off. You'll take off the KD as well, and you'll be up to 800,000. Okay, so now we'll go back to our sheet, and now let's say we're going to do the repair keywords. Let's say you have a repair area on the site, and I guess I learned something last time. We actually don't need Ahrefs is smart enough. We do not need the comma, but now we're going to look at the repair keywords for our website. So we'll come there, we'll come back into here, we'll go to include, and we will Control A, delete, Control V, we'll throw those in, and it automatically puts the comma. That's really cool. And push apply, and then show results. So now we're down to 50,000 keywords. We are going to have to apply this KD as well. I'll put that on. And then now we're down to 18,000 keywords. That's a lot of keywords to go through. And so like I said, if you're using one of the other tools, and what they teach is that you would take these 18,000 words. But according to their pricing, that's going to end up being about $400 or something like that for you to use their tool to do this. So I really like to try to get this down I'm going to try 35, and then I'll just keep going. We might have to just go 20. Yep, and we'll have to keep going down to 15. You're going to have a ton of keywords still. All right, so we're under 12,000. We've got all these keywords right here that have to do with repairing bike chain fidget, mini bike frame kit, all these different keywords that you would never even think of. They're all in one area, and we would just export this again, right? We would export all 11,000 onto a sheet, and then we would come back into Writer's End, and we would go through that process again, right? And then you're going to be building out the keywords for like the next year or two of your website. It's super, super cool. But once you're in Writer's End, you've imported your keywords, you're going to go over to the cluster section, cluster all 2,000 of these keywords, right? And they do have a dial over here, but the one that's going to be the least picky is you're going to stick with 3 right here. And I'm going to go, so you get more picky the more you go up to like 7. It means that 7 of the results on the page 10 have to be the same in order for it to cluster. So I always just go with the 3 and then go activate. And now it's going to tell you to go get a drink of coffee. Come back when this is done. I will be back when this is kind of done running. Okay, so that didn't take too long, about 5 minutes. With 10 to 12,000 words, it can take a couple hours actually, but with a couple thousand, it actually is pretty fast. This is what it's going to look like. It's already going to tell you that 354 words were not able to be clustered. There wasn't anything that was like it within that keyword, those 2,000 keywords. Like I said, you're going to have more clusters the more larger keyword research that you do. But it just depends on what your niche is and how well you how you micro niche down during the keyword research process will depend on how many keywords you have in here. So, but the clustered groups means that we're going to get 364 words right here. You literally have your next 364 pages planned out for you, right? And let me show you what that looks like. So we're at clusters. We're going to actually go to export all, and I'm just going to say this one was cycling, and I think this was questions. We're going to say Excel file. It's going to download down here. We're going to go look at it. Let's pop that one open, and I'll show you what this looks like. All right, so we have our keyword over here, enable editing. It's going to give you an overview right here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what's going on here. So project name, it's going to say the date, and it's going to say the total keywords that you ran through the clustering. The cluster level was number 3. Now you can do a couple different tests. It's going to take some credits, but it might be worth it. You could actually do some different tests right here to see if you can get this cluster group up. If you can get the number up, then that's actually ideal. So honestly, I don't know. By turning up the dial to 7, maybe, I don't know if you're going to get less or more. So I actually need to test that. I'll test that. I'll get back to you guys and make another video too. This is the new way I'm doing my keyword research, guys. Just wanted to share it with you. And then there is, so you can also come over here. The full details are over here. You have non-clustered keywords that you could technically, the way I take this is that you could build, answer posts, probably 800 word posts on all these right over here, but they were not able to find other keywords that they go with. So these could all potentially be their own page. And then here is the main part. The thing you're really looking for is the clustered keywords. Look how awesome this is. So you're going to go, and what this means is that right here, let me go view, and we're going to freeze the top row. I'm going to highlight this. I like to get this kind of set up a little bit, bold that a little bit. Okay. This keyword right here, what size bike do I need? That's going to be your page. That's going to be your URL, right? When you make, cycling.com / it's going to be what size bike do I need? And you're not going to put anything else in there, 10 tips or 2022. You're not going to put any of that. This is just going to be the URL, the main part of the keyword that you're going to go for. But what this is saying is that it clustered all of these keywords right here. This entire list of keywords right here, 36 keywords right here is telling you that you can include all of these because they're all able to be ranked with this within this page right here, this page structure right here. How to measure a bike. Sorry guys, let me make that another color. Actually, we're gonna look at this. Let me zoom out so we can look at it a little bit easier. Okay, so what this is that this keyword, what size bike do I need? All these keywords right here. If you would have done traditional keyword research, you would have went in and said what size bike for height. And you would have maybe made like several pages on your website right here where this Google is telling us, and so is Ahrefs. It's actually telling us that what size bike do I need? If I could explain this further to you guys, it's going off of the parent keywords, right? It's actually taking the parent keywords. Ahrefs somewhat does clustering for you, but they don't have a nice format, and that's why these tools are helpful. You would have to do some Excel guru stuff, which you could do in order to, because it tells you what cluster it's a part of, and this would be like the parent. In Ahrefs, they have what's called the parent topic, right? And so it knows what the parent topic is. It has all the data, Ahrefs, and so it knows that these keywords right here should be put on one page right here. What size bike do I need? And you could potentially rank for all these keywords. So it's preventing you from making 36 additional pages on your website that you don't need. And then you have this really nice blog post right here. And you're going to have a chance to rank for several keywords if you do it well. So you can outsource this to your writer and say, hey, include these keywords naturally. You can use them as H2s, but just include these naturally throughout your article and you'll be good to go. And you won't be keyword stuffing because none of these are the same keyword, right? You're not saying this keyword right here, the old school keyword density type thing where you would put this in there 3 to 5 times and stuff like that. You don't need to do that anymore. You could put this as the title and never mention that again and put all this in your keyword and you're going to have a really good chance of ranking, okay? In this method also, if you were able to go all the way to the keyword difficulty score of 100, they recommend just covering the entire topic and go for it because so it's not really necessarily, this keyword research method is not really necessarily taking into account keyword difficulty, but as you can see, for us to even niche down to get to where we could get to this point, we actually did have to do keyword difficulty. So now how to measure bike size is different, right? Because what size bike do I need is talking about a person and their height, and it's more about the person and maybe their body type or how tall they are. Well, how to measure a bike size, you're going to have all this stuff that has to do with the actual measuring from the frame to the seat to the handlebars. They're totally different pages, right? And then you come through here, how are bike size measured, right? So this data right here is saying that these two are different. They are different enough to where you could create a page with all this stuff on here. That's the search intent, the user intent is looking at it from a different standpoint, so you can create different pages. Then you just keep going through here and find some more stuff like how to remove bike pedals. And then you're just going to grab all these keywords. You're going to include them in a well-researched post about this. And so these are your keywords right here. These are your pages. These are what you're including in your page. So the research is done. We're going with the Google helpful content update. We're going to go and write this article ourselves, or we're going to outsource it to a professional writer, and they're going to just go out and write. Not going to, maybe we're not going to use AI. I'm still going to be doing AI testing, and I'm going to be doing that on some other different websites, and I'll kind of keep you guys informed if I'm seeing anything that if I'm getting hit by the AI content. I'm hearing all kinds of different things about the AI detection and things like that. So for my main site that I'm going for, I'm not going to be doing any more AI content on my main site. I do have a lot of AI content on there, so I could get dinged and get penalized already. It hasn't happened yet. I'll keep you guys up to date on that as well. So here's all your keywords. Look at this. You have like a year, 2 years. You just have unlimited content right here, all the way down to here. Let's see where we're at. So we have 364 posts right here. Our research is done. If you can get a site up to 364 posts right there in 6 to 8 months, and you hired professional writers or wrote really good content yourself, you will get results. You're going to start getting traffic. So this is my new keyword research method. It is inspired. I'm putting my own twist on it, but it is inspired by Nick Jordan over at Content Distribution. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just pure value video, no affiliate links, nothing like that. Just wanted to share this with you guys. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like button. It really helps out LearnWire. It helps me grow. Also, let me know in the comments what you thought of this. If you're going to give this strategy, a try. And then also let me know if you want more videos like this, where I'm doing this stuff in my business, in my blogging business, and I'm sharing it with you guys. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next.